Go. Sorry, I'm not very entertaining tonight. You guys are watching me try to figure out how I'm going to do my lives tomorrow night. So, this won't be as interesting. But if you want to talk, we can talk. But at the moment, I'm trying to figure some stuff out. I'm exhausted. So, what's up, Shredder Zone? I am doing good. Just really tired. Trying to figure some stuff out for tomorrow night. Because I really want to set up something cool for you guys. So I can actually be entertaining. Oh man, I'm about to fall asleep though. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get. There we go. Check this out. I'm trying to get. Because I want to be able to see you guys on the computer. Let me mute this. I want to be able to see you guys on the computer and see what you're typing here. That way, I can better interact with you. And tomorrow night, we're going to do something cool. I am starting a new live series, Friday Night Live. And work on some fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. Man, we're going to jump on there. We're going to get real. And I'm about to fall asleep, y'all. But I'm almost done. And yeah, this is working good. Because I can actually see you guys with my computer. That's what I was trying for. Really wanted to use my mic as more than just a cool prop. Because this thing sounds really good. Are farts supposed to be lumpy? I don't think so. I think you failed at farting. No, I'm not gonna lie. If your farts are lumpy, you failed. But I'll tell you what's kind of cool: a microphone with a green light. And asking for a friend. Yeah, sure you are. It's okay. I get it. That's the fun of doing lives, is saying random stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, I love it. You guys are the bomb. Alexandria, um, man, what's up, yo? And what did I do today? I did a lot of work, and I delivered a bunch of groceries to random freaking people. And then I come home and trying to work on my little studio here. Oh man, thank you. Yeah, I got a bunch of other videos. I got some cool stuff coming. It's just trying to, until I can get this thing monetized. I'm limited between what I can do for free and my day job, you know. So I pay bills. But man, when this thing gets rolling, I really, really want to do some fun stuff. I've got a trip planned, a motorcycle madness trip, where I still got a few details to work out. Where I'm actually going to go camp at a church. I'm going to sleep in a tent on the grounds, which will be fun. And so, yeah, be looking for that. I'd really kind of like to segue away from doing shorts. I'm not having much success with the shorts. I'm doing really good with these lives, though. You guys seem to think I'm half entertaining. Fire, yes, definitely fire. Um, oh, we'll have some fire. I have a gasoline-powered cook stove we're going to test on this motorcycle madness trip coming up. So we're going to be on the Shadow. Unfortunately, the Nighthawk is still down. Again, I just hadn't had time to work on it. Oh, and I'm so ready for that process to be finished. Looks like, nah, that's kind of rude. But whatever. I guess it's fun to say rude things online. Whatever. I'm going to hide your comment there. But it's gonna be pretty cool. We'll get on the. We're gonna get on the Shadow and do some hobo camping. They asked me to come down and share my testimony. So that'll be fun. I got another trip where I'm going up to Missouri at the end of October. So this coming up camping trip, it's going to be kind of a testing grounds for how these videos are going. You know, I don't have any formal training as a videographer, so all this is very new to me still. I've been doing YouTube for about a year, about 2 years. Oh well, since 2020 off and on. But I really kind of decided, man, I want to take it serious and see if I can turn it into a job. Got something to show you guys. So check it out. Have you ever seen an F-bomb? So how this works, this is a real F-bomb. When you need to use it, and you get one F-bomb per F-bomb token, you throw it and say the word, and you're off scot-free. That's how that works. Legit F-bomb. And you only get them from, because any other F-bomb is a counterfeit. Definitely, I am definitely a Christian. Not only am I a Christian, but I am actually a minister. And and tomorrow night, if you guys want to jump on board, I'm gonna arbitrarily say that we'll shoot for 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock my time, which is Central Standard in the United States. Who is your God? Oh, man, Jesus. Yeshua, Jehovah. You know, that's who I'm all about. I'm all about me some Jehovah. I like to call him by name, you know. I think his name's significant. It's funny how tradition tried to exclude his name from the scriptures, but it still came. You can believe what you want to, dude. That's fine with me. But I ain't here to convert nobody. I ain't here to convert nobody. I am here to have some fun, hang out with you guys. And possibly fall asleep on camera. Jesus can alive dead people. Oh yeah, he can, and he did. According to the scriptures, according to the Bible, he did. According to the Bible, he was our sin and guilt offering. Are you believe on the devil? I tend to not give the devil the time of day. Oh man, I appreciate you, Shredder Zone. And look, y'all, send me a subscribe, man. That stuff really does help. I think the devil is. Let me tell you what I think about the devil. He has a purpose, and his purpose is to be the ultimate non-compliant aggressor. And what I mean by that is God is more interested in your growth. One of the thing God is most interested in, at least from what I understand of the scriptures, is your growth. And what the devil does is he kind of like a, I'm so tired, forgive me for slurring my words here. Think of it like a boxing ring. Think of it like a martial arts. What good is your martial arts if you never go up against a non-compliant aggressor, somebody who is absolutely not going to let you win to the best of their abilities? You'll find out real quick if you go up against that person. If you find out real quick if your skills are any good or not, because they're not going to let you win. And if your skills are good, if you know what you're doing, and your particular flavor of martial arts is there, what you'll find out is you win the fight. But you'll never truly know if your martial art is any good or not without that non-compliant aggressor. And so that's how I look at the devil. I look at him as the ultimate non-compliant aggressor put in this world, allowed to exist to test your faith. And what's your faith without that competition? What's your faith worth? Because anything. No, that's Steve Dasho. I am Steve apostrophe O. There's a big difference. Oh man, I've seen some stuff. Well, man, you can believe what you want, bro. One of these days, we're all going to be dead, and we're going to know for sure. But arguing over God's existence is not what I'm about. Whether you believe in God or not, man, there's some special stuff in that Bible that I read. What part of the world you from, Zane? Yeah, I only believe in one God too. And this is something I always found to be wild, just to talk about Christianity and Islam. From what I understand, oh, cool, man, Pennsylvania. I ain't never made it up that far. I want to, though. Actually, just to chase a rabbit, I really want to go to Indiana. There is a motorcycle company, and y'all know my channel is all about motorcycles. But there's a motorcycle company called Janus Motors, and I love their bikes. I'm from the great and sovereign state of Mississippi, and they have the coolest looking bikes, in my opinion. Like hardtail choppers. Oh, I wish I sold bikes. I probably need to. But hardtail choppers and these old school Janus bikes are my two favorites. My two favorite styles. Because they kind of model them around, those old 1920s era bikes. And I want to build my channel and get their freaking attention and go right up there and see if I can talk them out of a bike. And then run the wheels off of it for you guys. Man, if I could ever get Janus's attention, be like, hey, send Steve-O a bike. That would be awesome. And believe you me, I really would run the wheels off of it. If y'all have seen the insanity that I didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't put on camera. Oh my gosh, I've put some miles on a bike. But that's going to change soon. I'm going to run, and film, and figure this whole YouTube thing out. And you guys can come with me on this thing. Man, we will talk about philosophy, religion, and stuff like that on this channel, because a lot of that's my heart, man. This is my world, you know. This is my heart. I don't really Doesn't really bother me if you agree with me or not. And my heart really is for you to seek for yourself. If I don't want to convert anyone. That's the truth. I don't want to convert anyone. I am not in that business. The business I'm in is to inspire people to search for themselves, because that's what I care about. If reading the scriptures, you know, learning about other religions, learning about philosophies, what that inspired me to do was seek the truth for myself. What is the truth? And I want to discover that with you guys. Oh man, all the time. It's my favorite book in the world. Um, and a long time ago, I heard a guy really shook me, and he told me to read the Bible like I've never read it before. Read it like I've never read it before. Um, and basically, what he was doing was trying to push me into break out of these mental constraints. No, I don't read the Satanic Bible. And yes, the Bible has changed, but not in the way that everyone wants to think it's changed. There's plenty of manuscripts that back up the versions of the Bible that we have today. And the big issue you're going to run into with the Bible is translations. English butchers the original translations. The original Bible was in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. No, I don't do the Satanic Church. I actually know a few Satanists, and I think they're chasing their tails, to be honest. Um, Whatever. I've never seen anything in Satanism that I found appealing. But yeah, it was translated in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. And the big issue you're going to run into reading English translations is, how was that translation translated? Is it a word for word style, or was it a paraphrase, or was it both? Um, and for me personally, and I know it's not the most accurate. I know it's not the most accurate translation, but I've fallen in love with the New Living. I love the way the words flow, and it's an easy read. And when I think about the scriptures in my head, you know, the stuff I've memorized, it's been in the New Living. Um, I know a lot of folks around where I live are big about the King James, and I don't have anything against the King James really. I tend to cross reference to that one a lot, but I say pick the one you want and go with it. I've actually, you know, you being a Muslim, I've actually got a copy of the Quran. I gotta find it. I seen an ad and they sent it to me for free, which was pretty cool. And I've been curious to read it for myself, just if, for no other reason other than to just, you know, understand Islam from a Muslim's point of view. I've told people for years, if you want to really understand someone's religion, um, you know, I never thought about downloading it on my phone. But if you ever want to understand somebody's religion, you gotta learn it from somebody who actually believes in it. That's interesting. Muslims fighting against the devil. Um, I don't really think Christianity teaches that. A lot of different sects of Christianity tend to teach about, fighting against the devil. But what's the point? Um, for me, the biggest devil that I need to fight isn't here. It's the way I think, the way I see, the way I smell, and what I feel. And man, y'all are making me think tonight. I'm so tired. I'm gonna have to be on my A game tomorrow. Y'all gonna keep me on my toes. But the nastiest demons I ever fought were here. The nastiest devil I've ever fought was here. And if you really want to fight the devil, fight your hurts, your habits, and your hang-ups. Fight your addictions. Me and my old lady, we do a lot of recovery work. We celebrate recovery and Recovery Alive, and I'm the state director of Mississippi for Broken Chains, which is a recovery um, motorcycle group. We're a fellowship. Um, I'm missing your word. Let me read that for a second. But anyway, yeah, but through recovery, what I've learned, I've never done any drugs, but I'm gonna tell you, recovery's changed my life in a very positive way. Because step one is admit that I'm powerless over my addictions and compulsive behaviors, and that my life is unmanageable. And so, how is my life unmanageable? Um, Unsubscribe to you. I don't know why you would do that. That's mean. But what we drink the good drinks and we eat the good food in our life. Yeah, he's pretty mean. But okay, good. Jen, you caught me off guard. See, y'all. Normally I could take a joke, but tonight I'm done. My brain is fried. It's like that egg on those '90s drug commercials where they just smash it with a pan. I've never understood that silly stuff. Yeah, they really are, and I'm personally not too worried about the devil. His day's coming, and according to the Bible, he's gonna get what's due. Oh yes, Jane, you're the bomb. Ha! The devil likes the pig. It's just talking about the pig. In Leviticus, the Bible talks about eating clean and unclean food. And pork is considered in Leviticus to be unclean. And just to chase a silly rabbit, I've heard interviews from cannibals that say that human taste exactly like pig. And I can't help but wonder if um, that's why, the Old Testament says you shouldn't eat pork. But uh, the devil has a goat for a head and does black magic. My day's been pretty good. It's been productive. It's been kind of long. I was really trying to. This is just kind of a test live. I'm trying to play with my equipment. I got an Insta360 camera, and I'm having the devil of a time. The devil. The devil of a time trying to connect it to my laptop. And they are just not wanting to talk. If I could connect it to my laptop, you guys would be watching me on the computer through my Insta360 camera. And you would actually be hearing me through this really nice mic. But, but, um, man, I don't know about that, bro. That's that's some weird stuff. I am in the great and sovereign state of Mississippi. One of our governors years ago said that, and I'm kind of stuck with it. Yeah, they pretty much are. I heard a farmer long time talking to me about pigs, and I ain't gonna try to convince people to eat pigs or not eat pigs. I don't really care personally. Personally, I try to stay away from pork for this very reason. He told me that you could stack 5 pigs in cages and having them point in opposite directions. He said you can feed the top pig, and the pigs underneath will be just as healthy as the top pig is. No, I try not to eat pork if I can get away with it. I eat turkey bacon, actually. I really love turkey bacon. See, my mom had this disease called alpha gal, and she was allergic to beef and pork. So, most of my life, we just didn't. If you know anything about alpha gal, it's deadly. Um, oh, thank you. It, what was I saying? Yeah, it's a deadly disease, and so most of my life, we just stayed away from it because it would kill her, literally kill her. She was allergic to it, and so ate a lot of turkey, eat a lot of chicken, eat a lot of beef, but I try to leave the pigs alone. And if I'm at somebody's house, no, I don't drink alcohol at all. If I'm at somebody's house and they serve me pork, I'm not going to stick my nose up at it because personally I don't really care. Um, but in my private life, I go out of my way not to eat pork. No, I do not do black magic. Um, my day's been pretty good, Gene. It was real productive. I work for Spark Delivery, Walmart, and I got a lot done, a lot accomplished. That's why I'm so tired. Come on, bro. I think I'm against the devil. I don't like the devil. He's a turd. He's a butthead. He's a butthead. His day's coming. His day's coming. Yeah, y'all, I really wish I could have got this to work tonight. That'd have been cool. This has been one of the best freaking camera. I got this thing off of eBay. This is the X3. I think they're up to the X5 now. And this is the best camera I've ever owned in my life. I love it. And what I got it for was not so much the 360 ability, but more for I'm in Mississippi, but more for the image stabilization because this thing's mounted to my handlebars and there's a lot of vibrations from an engine, and man, this thing is rock solid. Like all my riding videos that you see was shot with this camera. So, and they're not sponsoring me, nobody is, but if you guys ever want to do moto videos, this is the way to go. Forget GoPro. They do not touch Insta360. What do you think about the ego is our enemy too? I don't really think too much about that. I kind of think in terms of your conscious mind versus your unconscious mind. Your conscious mind is what you recognize as you, and your unconscious mind is generally the part of you that feels. It's also the part of you that drives you to do things, that pushes you to do things. Um, Tying this, oh, thank you so much. I love my life and my life. I love my life and my life too. And I love your life as well. It's good to meet you. But I look at the unconscious mind as something to discipline. A lot of our issues, the sin nature that Paul talks about in the New Testament in Romans, he's like, what I don't want to do, I do. What I do want to do, I don't do. Is it me or is it my sin nature? So I went a little farther and asked the question, what is a sin nature? And the place I've come to is your sin nature is the part of you that it is the undisciplined side of your unconscious mind. And I would have to say, if you're consciously sinning, and it's so wild when you start breaking down human behavior. It's either an unconscious behavior or a conscious behavior. If you're consciously sinning and you're constantly doing things that are destructive, um, then I would really take a look. Like, man, what's going on? Why am I doing this? Um, Unconscious stuff, though, man, sit and think about it. Like, man, you got hurts, habits, and hang-ups. You got hang-ups. Like me, one of my biggest battles in life is my temperament. I got a firecracker temper, and being honest with yourself about it. Just because I struggle in a specific area doesn't mean that I'm a terrible piece of crap human being. That's the farthest thing from the truth. It's not the truth. The truth is, according to the Bible, I'm made in the image of the Almighty, infinite God. I'm beautifully and wonderfully made in the Almighty. Well, happy birthday. Um, Beautifully and wonderfully made in the Almighty, infinite image of God. And so, if Jesus, which I believe this to be the truth, if Jesus died on the cross for my sin and my guilt, he was the sin offering, he was the guilt offering. Then there was two more offerings. There was an offering of peace, an offering of thanksgiving. And to be an offering of peace, happy birthday. How many years? I like to think of birthdays as levels, like level 36. I'm a 1988 model. But you know, overcoming the things that hold you back as a person, that's being a sacrifice for peace. Um and then, the services you provide out of that Thanksgiving, like that, out of that peace that this generates Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for what God has done in my life. I'm thankful for the growth that I've experienced, and that's why I do what I do. um oh, heck yeah. Well, I hope you keep watching my lives, man. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm gonna have a doozy tomorrow night. I'm actually prepared for it. Tonight I'm just testing my equipment to make sure it's going to work, and my equipment failed me horribly, but I do have this thing going for me. um I can set up my camera angle a little different, and on my laptop screen I can actually see what y'all are saying a lot better than I can on my phone screen. I really don't know why my laptop screen shines better, but it just does. I'm interested in reading the Quran. I would like to learn more about Islam. I have I have a pretty basic knowledge of the religion in total, but it'd be interesting to read it from the Quran's perspective. A little bit, a little bit. I don't know too much about it though. I know Holly has something to do with. Ha, yeah. I'll do it more when I can. I stay so stinking busy. Oh man, by the time I come home at night, I'm ready to just crash. But, but now that I got me a little spot here set up to do live, so I'll be able to do it more. Um, yeah, man, if I can ever just get this channel monetized, we'll be able to do some really, really fun stuff. But I'm gonna be planning trips and shooting videos and editing videos and just really trying to make this thing happen. And I know once we get some real content generated here, I'll be able to monetize this channel and see if I can set up a little shop. Okay, okay, that makes so Halil. Um, Forgive me for mispronouncing that. That means things you can eat, and things you can't. You call this haram. Okay, that makes sense. Kind of like kind of like clean and unclean in the Old Testament. God said, Jehovah said things are clean, you eat those things, and then he said things are detestable to you, don't eat those things. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I try to be friendly. I really do. There's everybody's got that part in them that's just ridiculous, and I try to discipline that and get that temperament under control. That's probably one of my biggest challenges in life. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'd love to see y'all more. I love doing stuff like this. Um, on the 25th of September, and as I finish planning things, I'll be able to definitely let y'all know more. Um, we'll do a live from the church, from a camp spot at the church. They got a little awning in the back of the church where I'm going to set up camp and do some hobo sleeping. So I should have some of my Patch brothers in there with me. So we'll meet. I don't think my friend Justin will be there, but I should have some other guy. I think Oliver's going to be able to come with me, and y'all get to meet him, and y'all get to meet Jamie. That's interesting. What gets complicated is what is a good deed and what is a bad deed. Because you could do good things with a bad intention and it becomes a bad deed. And you could do bad things with a good intention and it's still a bad deed. Isn't that wild? So, what is the definition of good and evil? Um, that's what I love about what Christianity teaches. You know, if Jesus got nailed on the cross and he was the sacrifice of sin and guilt, then balancing out good and evil is not really the goal. I do have a car, and I try not to drive it any more than I have to. I hate driving cars. Like, my world is a motorcycle. Up until I started doing Walmart delivery, I literally would buy one tank of gas a year for my car or for my truck at the time. And when I started doing deliveries, I needed something that was more suitable. And so I had to give up my little truck. I miss it. It was a good little truck. But I never drove it. So why hang on to something like that? So I traded it for a CRV, and I love my CRV. But you're talking about good and evil. If Jesus took sin and guilt out of the equation of your life, which I believe with all my heart, then the only thing then to focus on is what's holding me that back from my relationship with Jehovah God. Jesus bridged that gap. He made that relationship possible. When you go back to the very beginning in Genesis, you see that Adam and Eve, when they were created, what did they do before they sinned? They walked and talked with God. They took care of his garden, ruled their world basically, and they grew. They grew. They were supposed to grow physically, mentally, and spiritually. And what messed everything up? Well, they made a mistake. And that put a wedge between them and God. Well, Jesus, he bridged that gap. And so what's next? And that's the thing a lot of Christian teachings don't answer. What's next? What's next? Do we walk around trying to behave a certain way? You look like a good, say, Baptist or Pentecostal or Catholic. Look like a good one, walk like a good one, talk like, oh, you get your magic ticket to heaven. Um, Man, I think it's something a little more than that. I don't see your golden ticket to the chocolate factory being the point. Um, I see growing into the men and women God created us to be being the point. And with that in mind, it really changes things. It really, with that mindset's really changed things for me. For me, it ain't about not sinning. For me, it's about growing, overcoming the desire to sin to begin with, learning to suffer, learning how to suffer and then grow from it. That's the point. And when the day comes, getting ready, because hey, if we're made in the image of God, it only makes sense to me that we will exist as He does one day. And I want to get ready for that. I want to get ready for that. Yeah, it sure is. Well, like I said earlier, his mission is to be that ultimate non-compliant aggressor, kind of like, again, in a boxing match. What good are your skills as a boxer if you go in a ring with somebody who's going to let you win? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. But when you go into the ring and you have somebody who's willing to fight you, absolutely fight you, with all his might, and be relentless, then you find out real quick. Yeah, I do need to go outside, but it's dark outside. You always see a darkness everywhere. You'll see my yard that's full of toys. That's what I need to do tricks. But I'm kind of old. I don't know any good tricks. I know a few. I'm learning how to do what's called contact juggling, where you take a ball and you roll it around your hands, and you're not really juggling like traditional juggling where you're throwing the ball. You're just kind of rolling it all over yourself, which is just fun. And for a while, I was learning how to sword fight, which was amazing. It's like the coolest thing ever. Was learning German longsword, like how to actually fight with a German longsword. And my fencing partner moved off. We kept injuring each other. The devil lives in the restroom. I think he lives in the comfort, because from what I see of this world, hell's probably the most comfortable. This side of hell would be the most comfortable place you can ever live. Yeah, eats and drinks dirty stuff. But is this life about do's and don'ts, or is this life about growing? And I tend to think it's about growing. And the don'ts are just things that negate that growth. But anyway, you guys, I just realized that it's past midnight here, and I need to get to sleep. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, is I've got plenty of subscribers. I'd like more subscribers. I need my watch hours to go up. I need to lock in engagement with people. And hey, doing lives is a good way to do that. And so with that, you guys, I love y'all. I think you're the bomb. Thanks for hanging with me tonight as I test this equipment out. And tomorrow night, I'm doing a live, calling it Saturday Night Live. Let's shoot for 7 my time. So that'll be 8 o'clock, 7 my time. I don't know. Y'all have to figure out where you live and get relative to where I am. I'm in Mississippi. That's Central Time. So 7. Everybody calls me Steve-O. That's my name. And Steve with a capital apostrophe O, not dash O. That's another guy. But anyway, let me sign out of here. Man, I love you guys. You're the bomb. Zane, it was good meeting you. What is your name? Man, I'm Steve-O, and this channel is called Motorcycle Madness. I will see y'all tomorrow. Love you guys. It was good meeting all of you. Laters. I can figure that out. My little button ain't working.